Hello everyone, this is Troy Eckard with Eckard Land and Acquisition in Allen, Texas. Again, this is another one of our educational videos that are helping our mineral owners better understand what they own and how Eckard Land and Acquisition develops our portfolios. This particular example is going to tell you how we formulate and put together our mineral portfolios and how they come to you in the packages and the map books that you see and finally make your investment in. Let me just give you a very brief but simple example that most of you can follow, and of course, obviously, you'll see kind of how we, behind the scenes, develop the portfolios to meet the financial criteria and the financial modeling that we put together. This is an example of a 500-acre net mineral acre portfolio. Each circle represents possibly a different oil company with a different aggregation of minerals in which they have permitted and put into a pooled producing unit. Whoa. Big words, pool producing unit. Pooling is what they use in Oklahoma, which means once we define the permit, everybody within that boundary is going to get their proportionate share of all future value. If the pool is 1,280 acres large, 2 sections of land, and I own 128 acres, I'm going to get my fair share, or 10% of all the value extracted from the oil and gas, regardless of the formation or the depth, because in the pooling unit, it's done by math. My acres divided by the gross acres tells me my ownership. That's simple math, right? Producing. Eckard only buys producing units. We want proven, meaning already has oil and gas producing. Producing, meaning it's online and making money today. It's not going to happen. It is happening at the time of acquisition. And so from our standpoint, in this example, each one, A, B, C, D, and E, represent 5 different producing units from which our acquisition team, our land brokers have identified mineral acres that are for sale, that we are going to acquire, we do acquire, and then we invite you as our partner to join us in ownership. So let's just go through it real quick. In producing unit A, we found 108 acres. B, we found 128 acres, 10% of a 2-section unit. We only found 74 acres down here, 90 acres here, and 100 acres here. Collectively, it's 500 net mineral acres, but it's in 5 different geographical producing units that are separate and apart and could have the same operator, like Ovinum, or could have 5 different operators. We don't care. What we care about is each one of the mineral producing units has been evaluated, has been given a credit for producing income, behind pipe reserves, future wells, and activity. We then take each one of those slices out of that pie and we put it into a single portfolio. I've got 120 acres on B, here's my 128 acres. 74 acres in E, 74 acres. And so collectively, all the slices add up to 500 net mineral acres, and that's what you might see as a $7.5 million portfolio at $15,000 per acre. So what you're doing is you're getting the benefit of a tremendous amount of work looking, reviewing, and aggregating and putting together different slices of pies from different producing units with dozens and dozens of variables that collectively Eckard stamps its name on and says, this is an ELA portfolio comprised of multiple sections and multiple owners and multiple geographical areas. You get my point. Now, if I'm trying to figure out what does that mean to me, let's make it very simple. If it's $7.5 million and I want to invest $100,000 today, essentially $100,000 divided by 7.5 million means I'm going to own 1.33% of this portfolio. Well, do I own a specific acre or 2 acres? Am I in the northwest quadrant, or is all my acres in A, B, or C? The answer is no. You own 1.33% of that slice, of that slice, of that slice, and of that slice. Let's make it even easier. You invest $750,000 or 10% of the $7.5 million. I own 10%. Or 9 acres in this producing unit. I own 10 acres up here in D, 10.8 acres up here in A, and I own 12.8 acres up here in B. You own percentage of each one of the portfolios. Eckard manages all that for you, and we deliver it to you in a single check every month under the ELA portfolio name in which these minerals have been comprised. So I'll summarize it for you this. There's literally thousands of sections of land in Oklahoma and the Anadarko Basin. There's dozens and dozens of oil and gas operators. There's thousands of permitted producing units. You're probably going to end up with 40, 50, 80,000 wells across this entire basin at some point in the near future. All you need to know is whatever wells are drilled and developed, regardless of depth, regardless of the reservoir, regardless of who the operator is, whatever is developed in each one of these individual producing units, you get every drop of oil, every molecule of gas is paid to you proportionally to what you own. The good news is everything in here comes in a map book with an exhibit and a deed filed in the courthouse that tells you what we acquired, put it in the portfolio, and your financial investment tells you what you own, and that's what you're going to get paid on every 30 days for the next 25 to 75 years. I hope this explains a little bit how our portfolios are put together. It's simple math. It's a lot of work. This little board doesn't even begin to tell you what we do behind the scenes, but it sure does make it easier to understand how portfolios are developed here at Eckard Land and Acquisition. Thank you very much for listening to me. Troy Eckard signing off.